the past 4 years, and I've been sharing more individually with people all around the world in more of a comment style rather than my own actual testimony videos. So it's been a while since I've done that, and I think it's been 2 years now. There's 2 dreams that I want to share with you. The one that happened 2 years ago was more for me, personally from God, and but I believe that He showed me that He wanted me to write a song about Ecclesiastes, and so I did that and released that, and it got a great response, and it was called Adonai, and a lot of you may or may not have heard it, but it's about what's going on right now with the prophecies that are being fulfilled and where our frame of mind needs to be during this time. And so my friend Austin Vicente, that did the rap part for that song, he wrote his rap part based on the dream that I had. And the dream, I'll tell you quickly because I really want to share the second dream with you more. But it was basically me looking in the mirror and my face transformed into what I knew to be who I really was. And I recognized my face right away, like I just was like, like I just was taken right to, my, like, this self of me was taken off and my real self was brought out. And I've always felt so out of place in my who I am right now, very just not comfortable and know this isn't me spiritually. And so my face transformed and I was royalty and I was not white. And I didn't tell most people that part because it doesn't really matter. But I was beautiful, which doesn't matter either. The point is, I started just tears streaming down my cheeks, knowing that if this had happened, it was because the Lord had come for me and restored me to who I was. And so that was extremely pivotal dream for my life at the time, and it's just ever since I'm forever changed because of that. And so the second dream I had was a few nights ago. And okay, so over the past 4 years, to give a little bit of history, if you don't know, I became a Christian 20-something years ago, but I fell away from the Lord for a while, and I was so miserable. I mean, my life wasn't terrible, but I was just like, it was empty without the presence of God in my life, and I knew that I wasn't living the way He wanted me to, and without Him being there, there just really wasn't much, fulfillment, purpose. And so 4 years ago, I just knew. I knew that I knew that I knew. I had hit a breaking point in my life where I was like mad at God again, as I had done over the years. And I was like, you're nothing like what they say. And He was like, now you're starting to understand. And I was like, whoa, okay, He hasn't spoken to me in years, but He did with that. And that was, I knew from then on I was going to have to get serious. And so I got serious, and I am talking drastic serious. I'm talking consecrated living. And I slipped back into an old sin a while in that time frame for a little while, but it just wasn't. It was like, this isn't me. I'm not going to do this. And so my life has been consecrated ever since. The way I eat, the way I spend my time, what I do, what I listen to, not that I haven't made mistakes or not that I haven't, needed to ask for forgiveness during that time as I'm learning to control my tongue and my temper and my, motives and that, absolutely. But the consecration from choosing not to sin. I'm telling you, I walked away from sin cold turkey. And the sins that I did commit during that time were like, they weren't premeditated sins. They were things that after the fact I was like, oh my gosh, okay, I can't do this. This isn't right. And so, God was just like, got me, like I wanted him to have me. I knew he was calling me, and he was like, that's it. You're mine, and this is how it's going to be. And I just can't even tell you how many things that he started telling me specific scriptures to read. Like in my heart, in my mind, I would know. He would say, a lot of it came from, I've said this before to some people, but I would just see a certain number over and over and over and over, and I'm like, wow. And I know God didn't want me to look it up numerology or, what's the world's meaning of this number. I knew that, there's even more to that I just discovered recently that I want to share in another video. But so I just started asking him, what scriptures do you want me to read? And man, I've got this notebook of all kinds of scriptures that he's told me over the past 4 years that he's been hand feeding me. He's been like directly helping me know what he wants me to change and how to become who I know I really am, in his will, in his sight, in his plan. And so that has been the last 4 years. And so the other night, he's been waking me up lately in the middle of the night to pray and to get ready because obviously the prophecies are being fulfilled left and right. We just know he's coming. Like any time now, we know he's coming. It's just undeniable. I've been waiting for these scriptures to be fulfilled for like 20 years, these prophecies. And that's just the length of my Christianity. Other people have been waiting their whole lives that are elderly people have been waiting. This is coming true right before our eyes. And people say, oh, they've been saying that forever. Yeah, but the prophecies weren't fulfilled then. Now they are. That's the big difference. Yeah, we've been saying this, but now the prophecies are fulfilled. And that's the difference. For everyone who's scoffing at it, where is he? He is about to roll up on us. And so that's what my dream was about. My dream was about me standing at the edge of this hill. I live on a tall hill that overlooks my whole town, and to one side is a huge field that we overlook. And so in my dream, I'm standing there looking at this field, and it was somewhat dark outside, like maybe gonna turn morning. I knew that it wasn't into the nighttime, but that it was gonna be morning. And there was a heavy, heavy fog that was all the way to the ground, and out of the fog kind of started to emerge as the fog was rolling hot air balloons, and I was like, wow, okay, we're gonna watch some hot air balloons lift off, how cool. But it was so like close. They were huge. They were absolutely huge in this field. They were like larger than life. And so the wind started to pick up and take these hot air balloons out when people weren't ready, but people were in them. They weren't ready to go. And they were caught off guard, and it was tipping over baskets and dragging people and spilling them out. My 4-year-old is fighting with a sibling right now. Lord Jesus, please help my child. She's tired. There's just no right time to do these videos. You just got to do it and roll with it. So I'm sorry. So the wind started picking up some of the hot air balloons and drifting them up. And they were breaking. They were crashing. They were tipping. They weren't prepared. They were dumping people out. People were like in huge, dire peril from what was happening. And so I found myself up in the air, not in a balloon at all, not in danger, not worried, not feeling scared, slowly rising, looking down on balloons and watching people fall out and land on top of balloons and slip off and try to grab on, and they couldn't. And I was like emotionless. I had no words. There was nothing. It was like a spectator, but I was in it. It wasn't happening to me. There was nothing I could do for these people, but I was just watching it happen. And then I woke up, and I knew what that meant. I knew that it represented people's Christianity right now, their level of faith and their level of relationship with the Lord is not ready to go when he comes for us. So I'm so sorry my child is mad right now. I really should go see about her, but I need to finish this video. Okay, sorry, my poor baby. Sometimes she gets buck wild, which I'm sure some of you guys know with 4-year-olds. I'm sorry, I'm gonna turn my ringer off. So, point is, I woke up from that dream. This little phone's making noises. And I knew that it meant that, a lot of people just they are not ready, and they think they're ready. They think their balloon is ready to go, their faith in God. They think they're just not ready. And I can't pinpoint, I'm not them. Please seek God right now to find out where your heart is with him. And so the point is, I woke up from that dream. He woke me up, and I started praying. It's like 3 something in the morning, who knows what time. And he told me to read 2 Kings. And so I started reading it, and I actually got my phone and started listening to it on an audio Bible, and Bible Gateway, I think. And by the time I got to the second chapter, I didn't know what it was about before I started reading it. And it was about Elijah, when he was taken up, when God came for him. There was only 3 people in the whole Bible that were ever taken off the earth before death. Jesus was one of them, and Elijah was one of them, and there was another guy earlier on in the Bible. I forget, his name started with an O, but I can't remember exactly what it was right now because I have not read the story. I heard someone else tell it recently, and I didn't know about it. But the story was about Elijah being taken off the earth. God came for him with chariots of fire. Elisha was with him, and Elisha inherited his blessing and his portion. But this time, what we need to understand is when the Lord comes back, when he shows up to get the faithful, before the worst of the worst comes to remove us like he said he would in the Bible. If you check YouTube, people all over the world are having dreams about him coming back. He is taking his Holy Spirit with him. This world is going to get, you have never seen evil like this is going to be. And you don't want to be here for that. And if I'm not, you just know, if God is tugging at your heart, you better stop waiting. You're going to miss the boat. So I just love you guys and want you to know it's time, okay? It's time. Take it serious. If he's not tugging at your heart, scroll on by. And, we'll see you at the judgment day. You'll have a chance to defend your case then. But I'm planning on going. I've been planning it now for 4 years. I'm not going to miss that boat.